we have a new fox visitor who's quite poorly with mange. I think this dear little thing is a girl, but I really can't be sure, so I've decided to call her, or him, Lenny. And yep, Lenny has already met Tiger. I have a wildlife camera that I leave outside overnight so that I can capture all the things that happen while I'm asleep. And there's Tiger giving it a little sniff for us. What the hell, let's have another sniff, shall we? Just for good luck. So usually when I check the trail cam app the next day, I have a dozen videos of stuff like Tiger trying to get eggs out of the house, or Boo Boo judging me when I'm upstairs singing Taylor Swift songs in my bedroom, or multiple videos of my cat stealing chicken straight from the fox's bowl. Yes, I see you, Libby. I know what you're doing. Honestly, sometimes she's out there for about 20 minutes. And sometimes I even get to see Tiger pouting because no one's paying any attention to him, and he wants more food so badly. And this has happened several times now. This is maybe my favourite video that I've ever found. I had the curtains closed so he knew that no one was around to feed him yet, but he still curled up and just waited. There's actually over 2 minutes of him being really cute, so I'm going to speed that up. But basically he got comfy and then started licking his paws, which was really cute, until he saw Boo Boo. First, he rearranged his paws a little bit though. So cute! There goes Boo Boo, and Tiger will soon follow. This video is actually a bit old now, so he has a limp in it. I don't even remember him having a limp. He ran to her and then they did something really cute, but unfortunately it happened behind the house, so I don't actually know what it was, but I'm sure it was gorgeous. Anyway, that is the long-winded explanation of how I came to find out that there's been a new fox visiting me. But unfortunately, the poor thing has mange. Mange is a skin parasite that causes immense discomfort for poor little foxes. Mange is what Miss P was sick with when I first met her. Mange mites burrow into the skin and make foxes so itchy that they end up pulling off a lot of their fur and their skin. And things can get bad fast. Mange can only be treated with proper medicine that kills the mange mites. Miss P was always really susceptible to mange. She would just get it every year. But luckily, giving her medicine was not a problem because she would eat literally anything as long as it had manuka honey on it. But it's not so easy to get medicine into the mouth of a fox who I don't know. Lenny visited at 4 AM, so I wasn't there to give any medicine, but at least she managed to grab some chicken. None of the other foxes were around when Lenny visited, so she just kind of had the run of the place. Unfortunately, there wasn't any more food left, but she did have a good search for some, including in the house. What a clever girl! Or clever boy. I'm really not sure on that one yet. I can normally figure out gender by looking under their tails, but this lighting is not good for the finer details. A week later, Lenny was back, but this time with a limp. I really needed an early night this night, so what I'd done was I'd put the food out and eggs in the house, and then I'd just shut the curtains and gone to bed. Which of course I then kicked myself about the next morning when I saw this. Bless her. I'm not sure she knows how bowls work yet. Now, I just want to clarify something. I know that Miss P always struggled with mange, and I was worried this could be her at first, but let me just reassure you, this is not Miss P. I know this because Lenny is wearing very small black booties, whereas Miss P has very long black stockings. And I know the night vision quality is not great, but if I put them side to side, hopefully you see what I mean. So, the night was young, and Lenny wanted to make the most of no other foxes being around, and that full bowl of chicken. But I wouldn't say that Lenny is particularly skilled when it comes to grabbing chicken. There were many attempts, and she did get close a few times, but unfortunately she did not manage to actually grab any chicken for herself. Mostly she just stood right there, for ages, staring. She was completely still for 30 seconds, until something jolted her out of it. And for good reason, because someone's coming, and as I'm sure you've already guessed, that someone is Tiger. And Tiger knew immediately that someone else had been in his garden. And we all know Tiger doesn't like sharing. I was worried this was going to lead to some sort of scuffle, but luckily it didn't. The camera didn't actually record this bit, but he took some chicken and ran off with it. And then, 5 minutes later, Lenny came out of the bushes. She was very cautious, and she really didn't want to get caught by Tiger. I keep saying she, but to be honest, maybe she is a boy. I don't know, I'm getting boy vibes. But that's why we've gone for a gender-neutral name. Anyway, I thought for sure she's going to grab some chicken now, because she saw how Tiger did it, and she knows how precious that chicken is. Go on, Just take some, and then it's yours, and you can run away with it. Finally, our girl, or boy, was ready to give it a go. And I know, her tail looks really sad, doesn't it? I haven't seen her in proper light yet, so I don't actually know how bad she is, but it doesn't look good. And I know many of you have probably already typed this comment out, but no, I will not be trapping her. It is incredibly difficult to trap wild urban foxes, like almost impossible, especially when they're this mobile. But I will try my best to care for her in other ways. Anyway, keep a very close eye on her tail, because she is about to hear someone come down the side of my house. And I think we all know who that's going to be. Sorry, the camera only ever records 1 minute at a time. But look at this. Tiger hasn't started a fight or caused any drama. He just wants his eggs. He doesn't even care that she's there. He's even quite happy to be vulnerable and show her his back. Bless them, they're both a bit jumpy though. The reason I think Lenny might be a girl is because generally boy foxes only attack other boy foxes. They let girls go. So because Tiger was completely happy to leave Lenny with the food and show his tail to her, I don't know, it makes me think he knows she's not a threat. This could be just because she's poorly though. Let's do another quick flashback to explain. Before Tiger, the fox I used to feed was Bruiser, who you can see at the back there. But before Bruiser, there was the boy one, who's there at the front. The boy one returned for about a week, about 6 months after Bruiser had chased him away. And Bruiser just let him get on with it, because the boy one was now old and sad and a shadow of his former self. He wasn't a threat. I mean, I never said they were happy together, but it wasn't a fight. While Bruiser definitely didn't like the idea of the boy one getting a special chicken that he wasn't allowed back then, he didn't fight the boy one for it. He just kept his distance. It was all incredibly amicable. Well, until Bruiser saw the opportunity to steal some chicken. But even then, there was no big fight, not even an argument really. So it shows that sometimes if a male fox is no threat, there's no need for a fight. So maybe little Lenny is not a girl after all. So, after Tiger ran off with his egg, I was sure that it was now time for Lenny to come and grab some chicken, but they didn't. That's because Tiger was back within a minute. And then, unfortunately, Lenny just never returned. The battery on this camera was dangerously low, so I only got another hour out of it. And in that hour, Lenny did not return. But we got plenty of cute stuff from Tiger. And we saw Boo Boo as well. Although she has got a limp at the moment. I will tell you more about that in my next video. Luckily, it hasn't stopped her grabbing lots of chicken. I can only give Lenny the mange treatment they need if they let me. But I've never actually seen Lenny with my own eyes. So I have a plan. I bought a lovely new pack of chicken balls, which is chicken covered in breadcrumbs, and then I put medication in the middle of them. After very carefully putting some eggs in the house, I hid the medicated chicken bites just to the side here, thinking that if Lenny comes, she's more likely to eat it than anyone else, because I know my foxes only like eggs and chicken. But my plan was foiled, twice, because my first guest that night was not a poorly fox, it was a mouse. A very hungry mouse who really wanted one of those very portable chicken bites. Probably not the best thing for a mouse to be eating, but if it only eats a tiny bit, at least it won't have any fleas. My next two visitors were foxes, but unfortunately they were not the foxes I wanted. And annoyingly, Tiger thought that yep, tonight was the night that he would eat a chicken ball. Fine, I'll try again tomorrow.